Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Season 3 North American Qualifiers. We're back and ready for action on our blow-by-blow coverage of the Season 3 Qualifiers. Yes, that's right. People trying to get themselves a contract to go on here and compete in the Season 3 Championship Series. One of the first of its kind here to be done by a game company itself, and these guys really putting everything on the line. I'm Rivington the third here with Kobe 24, and it's time for Group C to enter into the Rift. Brunch Club versus Pulse Esports. Kobe, this matchup, this is that group that everybody's been waiting for.
Yeah, I mean, the group with Curse, everybody knows that Curse is the big dog of this tournament. Everybody wants to take them out. All these teams are like, my eyes are set on Curse. If we take them out, then people will be afraid of us. That's how you make a name for yourself. Either of these two teams can do it. Pulse has had a good history in the solo mid tournaments. Yep. We've seen them have great success. They almost won a couple other tournaments. And the Brunch Club, they've got a really nice lineup here. Nick Wu is actually Claky D's brother, who's on Team Marn.
Yeah, I believe I heard that as well.
There's a little brotherly rivalry. They could actually meet each other. If that does work out.
There's brothers all over. We got Mega Zero as well.
Yeah, Mega Zero with Trieskimos' brother. Too bad Dan's brother's not here.
Right.
TSM already in Season 3.
I'm sure people are at home chanting anyways.
Yeah.
So we are into the Champion Select. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see what TBC can do in this one. Pulse Esports versus the Brunch Club. Now, Laudomortis being a huge factor for these guys just in general.
Yeah, I mean, ever since he left AL, like, he's been one of those junglers everyone was looking at.
Yeah.
He's known for the very early tower dives. He likes the Alistar, he likes the Maokai, the tankier junglers with early CC, so he can come in from behind your turret when you're least expecting it, and it usually works out for him. That's how he really made a name for himself, the surprise ganks from behind. So we're going to have to watch him early, and the early bans on Amumu is everybody saw that coming. I mean, like Freak said, Amumu, Nunu, Kha'Zix, and Evelynn.
Yeah, they're just have to bans right now. It's reasoned because the champion is one of those that can turn the game like that by themselves. Once that team fight happens, those are the people you don't want. So get them out now. We also see Shen going out there, but a lot of those bans are being left in this game.
You know what? A sneaky ban right here is Kale. I mean, Olaf and Shen, you see those coming, like Olaf's a dominant jungler and a top lane, but Kale has been used to great effect in that mid lane, especially in Korea.
Yeah.
They showed how powerful the AP Kale is, and that's just something super surprising to see it banned out. They know that Pulse has been practicing that Kale mid.
And there is that Kha'Zix called Kobe that got in and through the lines, so they feel very comfortable about this. This has to even make Laudomortis even more happy, because if he does land that twisted advance, if he does land that hard crowd control, that Kha'Zix is going to have a field day with whoever's in it.
He definitely wants to focus on that Kha'Zix lane, because if you can get a Kha'Zix fed, your late game is beastly. Level 11, get those wings evolved, you get some resets, the damage is just obscene. A Black Cleaver and a Last Whisper. You can't really defend against it. It's so good right now.
Much. And it looks like they go for a little bit of tank here, Taric as well in the support. So they're not really trying to show too much of anything.
I really like this. This is the second team to pick Taric after a Kazakh first pick. So they want to try and counter it with that armor aura. And I really like that. They're trying to do something against this Kazakh.
That armor aura as well. And it's really, besides like what a Janna could do, even Taric fares better, is instantly stun a Kha'Zix as he comes in. You know, no other support can really give somebody that much support or give somebody that much help. A shield, not really going to help as much as a stun.
It's not going to help at all against Kha'Zix. His damage is just off the charts, but a stun, you need that CC. You're right. Hard CC is great. Cho'Gath, 2 more forms of CC. Silence is pretty good as well, because at least he can't get off the burst combo. But really, the single target stun on Taric is great in lane as well. It's great for setting up kills. If you bring in a Cho'Gath, land the Dazzle, that's a guaranteed rupture, because he's sitting there, and rupture is one of the hardest ones to land because it's such a long range. But if you do land it, you grab the knock-up and a slow after that.
Yep. And it looks like they are making a somewhat of an AoE composition, grabbing Sona and Laudomortis, picking that Maokai.
The Maokai,
4 days ago.
Alistar and Maokai.
4 days ago. He's ready. He's like, that's already locked in. Don't worry about it. So they do still choose to go with MF, and they banned him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the go-to combo. Is the mummy and the pirate woman. But she's still good. We saw this actually before as well. A Jarvan with the MF, because you can at least contain them in that area. If he does the Cataclysm, he can get a couple people to stand in the Bulletstorm.
That's so much single target, but area of effect crowd control. It's kind of like who's ever in that's going to get ruptured, Cataclysm, stuck up, bomb. you know, it's all over the place, but it's really focused on that one person. A Jace pickup as well. We've seen him quite a bit, actually probably running him in mid here.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a mid or a top lane right now. And of course,
the Jace Kha'Zix.
Of course, Ezreal getting picked up. Anytime you see Jarvan on the other side, wow, just blink out of that Cataclysm.
Yep.
He's also going to take Cleanse, very defensive here. The Cleanse is going to be perfect for that lane since he's up against Taric. Anytime he gets dazzled, Cleanse right out of it, no problem. The last pick can really either bring this together. I mean, Cho'Gath is one of those ones you can jungle him or you can take him mid. So
that's true. The sustain is kind of throws people off sometimes. You're like, I can't do damage to this guy.
Yeah. And the same thing with Jarvan. He can jungle, he can go mid, he can go top. We've seen when you see a Jarvan mid, that's always really exciting because the AD burst from him is unexpected if you haven't laned against that before.
And have we seen a Nami yet? I know I haven't in any of my games.
Nope, we have not had one in this entire tournament. He's cycling through.
Like AP Nami mid, do it!
Yeah, he just wants to give us stuff to talk about.
For sure.
Showing up some more faces. So nice. Yeah, isn't he? There we go. Locks in the rise.
It looks like they are going to go for that Jarvan. He's actually seen so much more play lately. He really has. You know, the trickiness of his ganks favors a lot of people to be using him. Clicky D, that's the reason he does it.
Yeah.
We see it a lot in Korea now. You know, it's actually one of the main jungler slash top laners in Thailand that people use. Blackbean uses it all the time, and he's really getting a name for himself back again.
He can come at you from so many interesting angles because of the combo with the flag. So that jump, he gets it really early. A great pre-6 ganker and post-6 ganker because you can combo it with the Cataclysm. 2 jumps and you're dunked.
For sure. So what are we seeing for both of these teams? We'll just go not down by down, you know, person by person, but the overall focus of their lineups.
Yeah, the TBC lineup right now is definitely focused on keeping the rest of the team under control until Kha'Zix gets to level 11 and he can start getting his resets. They've got Jace for the engage or disengage. That acceleration gate cannot be understated. It's one of the best tools in the game. It comes with a huge amount of poke too on Jace. So they've got Sona for the defensive AoE crowd control. It's not that great of an initiate, but it's a great defensive move after Pulse comes in. Meanwhile, Pulse, they've got Rise, the machine gun of AP carries. He just throws spells at you constantly. He can turn on the AoE with his ultimate as well. So that's another great pickup. It's a good AoE to balance out with MF's ult as well. And on Rise, I mean, flat cooldown reduction whenever he uses his spells. So you really want to itemize for not only mana, but also your percent cooldown reduction because that will multiply with all the flat cooldown reduction. You just keep on spitting out spells time after time. And here we are into Summoner's Rift.
And they are going to be making their way out of the base right now. You see, they're moving. Actually, they're all going straight out the middle. Cho'Gath heading down towards that bottom. So it looks like they're going to somewhat cover an invasion. Looks like no real aggression here just yet.
The interesting thing here is Halford is picking up that pink ward he's starting with. A top Cho'Gath with teleport. He's actually going to the bottom side. They might do a switch here. Since he has teleport, Cho'Gath is one of the best 2 versus 1 laners in the game. That sustain you talked about is perfect. Plus he's got AoE wave clear. He can just murder those minions. Oh, they do see the flag come down, so this invade is going to be futile. Are they going to drop off any wards deep in TBC's jungle? They've got one defensive one around their red, but they aren't going to put anything inside the blues.
No, just really safe for him right now. They did get that red down. Is that? Yeah, I guess they could kind of see. They may miss Wraiths a little bit on that, but they'll probably get the edge of it. So it's just that basic jungler or ward for the jungler. Make sure the lanes are safe for a certain time. And really what that ward says, if you don't see anything, is there may be a level 2.
Yes. And you know what's also really interesting? This ward at the very top in their own brush side. That's a sneaky ward. It's not going to catch too much out. The only thing that it would catch is an interesting invade all the way from the top. I feel like they've done some interesting research.
No, yeah, that stuff is homework.
It's got to be specific. It's definitely they saw something. There it is. They're doing it on the
other
wrong
lane.
side. Oh my God.
You come to class and you're like, Mom, I did my homework, but you still failed.
They worked so hard. They found out this ridiculous strat. They tried to counter it. I'm just waiting for this. This is such a nice strategy here coming out from Pulse. And they flipped it. It's going to be on the bottom side instead. So it is going to work out Cho'Gath down there, comboed with a Taric, is plenty of CC
man.
for First Blood. Good thing it's Ezreal with Cleanse.
Yeah, this could be bad news bears. He does not have Shift. It will be the Flash Cleanse to get out of this one. The Rupture may be the beginning. Cho'Gath did take Rupture for level 1. Brunch sees nothing in lane. He hits one, and he knows they're there. Wow, just a great peace of mind, and he waits for the support.
Yeah, they know something's in there. Sona's going to face check it.
Could be going down here. They are going to chase in. Kobe, it could be the First Blood already, and the homework they didn't pay off. Oh, fortunate.
Oh, Brunch even found that they were in there. He hit him with a Mystic shot. Ellie went to go face check it anyway. That's something you do not want to do with Sona, the lowest HP champion in the game starting out. She's basically a minion face checking a bush.
That is so difficult as well. They were able to pick up the 2 assists and the kill for MF there. This lane is going to be very tough off the beginning. And it leaves Brunch now, that Brunch team, just to fend for himself.
Brunch, their team did everything they could possibly do to counter that strat. They knew it was coming. They warded the top. They even Mystic shot at the bottom, and it still worked out for Pulse. Pulse has got to be feeling really good right now.
We see Onion Bagel making a little bit of a move up top here. He looks like he's going to start to back off. Does he want the lane gank, or is he just going back into his jungle? He says there were a few wards bought by Jace in the beginning, so we're going to go ahead and just say that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and Halfer's still holding on to his pink ward, so whenever he does want a gank, he can drop that pink ward, clear out this tri-bush, and then Jarvan's got free reign to come in and deal with Jace.
Oh man, we got Ryze coming around the backside here. They just got back to lane. LEV's flash, and everything is down. That could be the focus. There's the Dazzle from the other side. The Rune Prison will also catch. The Qs come out, and there's the machine gun we were talking about. The damage will be enough. One more turret shot, and he picks up the kill. 1 for 1 in the bottom lane.
Those early tower dives, so risky. Ryze doesn't have too much base HP either, but they do. Their plan is pick on this bottom lane. They want to get the bottom lane behind, keep that AD carry down, and they're just sticking with that plan. They did get a kill, but they didn't kill off the AD carry, so he can still farm, and Louda Mortis runs into a ward.
Oh, being seen there. Looks like he's going to go up, and you'll see he'll run right into that Wraith ward as well. They clear one down with the pink. Halfers is going to be taking top back for himself, and you can see how much they realize that they are going to be warding. Pink wards are already being bought by other lanes.
Yeah, and we didn't get to see that early aggression from Louda Mortis come out because Pulse was successful in their early game gank down bottom, and so he's just farming up, grabbing up his wolves now after this, and then nothing's going to be available in the jungle, so we'll probably see a move top. Jarvan also has the exact same idea, though.
Will begin to go that way, seeing that Maokai bottom in the ward, knowing he's probably hitting up a few more camps. And this is the sneaky part of Jargon. This is one of Claky D's favorite reasons to play Jarvan, this sneakiness, and we'll see that from Team Marn as they play. But right now, Pulse versus the Brunch Club. The gate coming in, the flag tosses down in the gate. That utility that Jace has just makes that an instant safe situation.
Nick Wu is one of my favorite guys to watch. Whether he's top lane or jungle, his reactions are instant. So quick with that acceleration gate, gave him the move speed to be able to dodge that Rupture. I do like that pink ward from Cho'Gath, though. He put it down, cleared out the tri-bush. That tipped off Nick as well that they wanted to come gank.
And here we go. Louda Mortis up top now, knowing they need to start these advantages. They're looking for Halfers now. It's kind of scary to gank a Cho'Gath unless he uses Rupture and walks right into you. But Onion Bagel there for the counter gank, and it looks like they may turn this around. Halfers goes down to an Ignite, and Onion Bagel is left now to fend for himself.
Oh, Louda Mortis!
Arcane Smash! He hits him with the Q, and he takes him out. A little too much time under the turret.
Oh, Louda Mortis just got a little happy with that, with that kill right there. Decided, I'm tanky now because I killed someone. I can go ahead and tank this turret, no problem. Flashes a little bit late, so not only did he die, he also burned his flash. Didn't get anything out of it. Nick Wu, though, great job baiting. He's like, oh no, you hit me with a Rupture. I guess you're dead.
Oh, Kanek getting so jumped on in middle. Kha'Zix's not even level 5 yet, and he's able to make it out by the skin of his teeth. Beautiful play.
Wow, Chuper with, he was so sure that he had that kill.
Yeah, he jumped in a pile of minions.
If you did not get that kill and you walked away and let Ryze finish you off with a tower, that would have made him look pretty bad. And you know, we actually have a term for this. If Chuper messes up like that, it's called a Chuper blooper.
We'll have to make sure if any of those come through, we'll make sure to watch for them.
Yes, the Chuper bloopers can definitely throw the game for Brunch Club, but they're doing really well right now and going for an early dragon.
So we actually have the Jarvan going for the full Wriggles build. You see a lot of people going for the Madrids. It's very cost effective now, and then they continue their build. Why the full Madrids on Jarvan?
Jarvan, you want to get the full Wriggles because of that.
Wriggles, yes.
Yeah, because you want to get those free wards. It's so cost effective. The earlier you get it, the more free wards you get.
Right.
Plus, he benefits a lot from the lifesteal. He needs to be able to sustain in the jungle. Jarvan has no innate sustain. He's great at clearing because he's got a lot of damage, but getting that lifesteal is pretty much essential for him. He doesn't really need the boots since he has so many jumps.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be very helpful. And, you know, never hurts to have a little bit of objective control.
Oh, yes, definitely. And they need as much vision as they can possibly get because Mortis almost always is a ganking jungle. He grabs his buffs, goes back to gank. Camps the lane, camps the lane, camps the lane. Usually he'll get mobility boots, but he's actually gone with those ninja tabbies today.
Yep.
I think it might have to do with that early tower death. He wanted a bit more tankiness. He decided, usually I can tank those, but not today.
I can see that happening. We got some pings going down. They know their wards are placed, so they're making sure they're going to get, not going to get ganked here. Very cautious play. 3-3 at 8 minutes into the game. Really only 1,000 gold lead. We'll have to see what these teams can do.
Oh yeah, Jarvan coming
mid.
He wants to look mid, and this is a great gank.
Right onto Trooper. Trooper has mana to get out of that one, but the Cataclysm after the jump. Very smart move there, and they make sure to lock him down. Finally getting the last Q off, a little extended.
Wow, Jarvan was so sure they had that kill. He backed up about 3 times. Kha'Zix wasn't even that low, but Kenneth does end up getting the kill, and they are secured in that. You can see there's just not enough jumps to be able to get away from a Jarvan. He's got way too many answers. And Kenneth, he's got both sides of this middle warded, so a rebuttal gank from Mortis is not going to pay off until that ward runs out. It's got about 4 more seconds left.
Yeah, they're pretty close, about 30 on the other one as well. You can see the teams notifying that wards have been placed down bottom to give their junglers the best path to come into the lane. 0 turrets so far in one of the slowest games I think we've seen today. Now Group C starts. These teams vying for the spot on that contract. A little double up damage going on to Brunch as it's just healed back. And you gotta be careful with MF. She has a bit more high mana cost. You throw out of that bullet times, or not bullet times rather, make it rain, and you'll be out of mana quite fast.
Yeah, you can't be using your spells willy-nilly. You have to use them for a specific point. But Nick Wu is just dominating this top lane.
Yeah, 76 to 37.
Yeah, it was the early gank right there. He was able to dodge out the gank from Jarvan, so it's just all-around great play from him. I'm excited to see him do well. He's definitely one of my favorite players. And Jace, you can see him get super tanky. Oh, I mean, never mind. Yeah, he's getting that brutalizer, so he's going to have great harassment. But Trooper's in trouble.
Trooper's in trouble as well as a gank possibly up top. We see Trooper going down once again. No, they backed off. Oh my god, it almost happened again. Kenneth had to flash in to finalize that one. These guys are just totally misinterpreting the amount of damage they're doing. It looks like they're going to be able to fend off Happers here, possibly force him back to Golems. That minion wave is going to make it up. Mortis getting ruptured into that one, but the beautiful job by Nick Wu taking turret aggro there.
Yeah, exactly. He auto-attacked Cho'Gath just to get that turret hit. So Mortis didn't have a blooper of his own with that twisted advance onto the creep that was getting ruptured. If he stood where he was, he wouldn't have got ruptured.
Coming in very hard up top. The flashes go out as you switch away accidentally. Nick Wu now still able to make it out. Just calm, cool, and collected. Jace gate, too good.
Yeah, always really quick with those acceleration gates. It's going to be dangerous if he tries to defend this turret, though. They could tower dive him right now.
Little support on support action bottom. You're right, they are getting on that tower. As we're in both lanes, there's good aggression right now, but Rise making his way up top. Kenneth, chooses to tail backwards.
He may think that Nick had a ward up there because Nick was backing off just at the perfect time.
Yeah.
It was coincidence that it happened to happen. Maybe Nick has a sixth sense.
Trooper again pushing the lane, and he's going to go ahead and get his roam on.
Yeah, and Nick got that early brutalizer from that kill with the tower dive early, and that just gave him so much harass. His damage is through the roof. Stacking a tier on top of that is going to mean that he'll be able to fire out that Q for just unlimited harassment.
Yep. Looks like Pulse is still trying to keep that bottom lane pushed, but all the jungle focus has been top. They're kind of, in another sense, the top lane is left on an island. They're doing it for the AD carries. They really haven't been down there.
Yeah, they abandoned their game plan of forcing bottom and keeping bottom down and just focus on mid again. They got 2 more kills onto Kha'Zix, and that's just fine for them. They take this bottom turret, then they're going to be able to roam around. Oh, 2 people top want to get an answer, though. It could be 1 turret to 1 turret.
That's, a very great mind play there. They knew it was going down. They had vision of MF and Tarek the whole time down there for the past 3 minutes. So they're saying, position that. Loudamortis was in top lane 30 seconds ago in that 2v1. Jace came up because they knew they were going to take the turret. So these guys were really planning the chess moves the way they need to.
Yeah, and you can see Onion Bagel grabbing a sight stone. Oh, as they do start off on Nick Wu again.
Loudamortis, twisted advance in. Haffer is possibly going down here. He's not going to be able to get any regen off that chomp. And it looks like Onion Bagel is going to be the chase. He throws him in the ulti and he flashes out. Oh, it's quite an expensive of skills. But, I think here, another attack. No, Trooper out of mana, and he does make it out alive. So Cataclysm Flash was worth it.
Yep, good play there by Onion Bagel, using everything at his disposal. And as I was going to say just before that, on top of that early Wriggles Lantern for the free wards, he's also gotten a Sight Stone. So that's 3 free wards.
And a vision, and 2 green.
Yeah, you can see how much Pulse values vision. They just want to know every single thing that Brunch Club is doing. They know that Loudamortis likes to roam. He likes to do lots of ganks, and so they want to keep track of him. They want to just keep everyone locked down in their lanes and farm up.
Looks like it's the AD carry lanes, so we kind of have a plateau on damage. Yeah, it's a Black Cleaver, and the ultimate's going to help scale with the team.
Yes.
But that Bloodthirster is going to keep scaling up, so will MF kind of fall off until she gets that money, unless this next fight obviously doesn't fill the bank?
Yeah, that is a huge item to get for MF. Stacking up Black Cleaver with your ultimate happens so quickly. It's the best team fight item that she can have mid-game. So as soon as she grabs that, automatically they go to Dragon. They want to have a team fight. We've got a Black Cleaver MF all ready for you.
This is the second time I've seen, and even last game, MF not go for any of the Dorans, any of the health. They rely on the support, the tankiness, and they really try to position themselves for the damage. And if it's a wrong positioning, it's a big cost.
Yeah. And not only do they have the percentage reduction from Black Cleaver, but the flat armor reduction from Tarek's Shatter is going to mean that someone's going to go down to 0.
Yeah, exactly. Haffer is taking a little bit of poke here, and that's another thing these guys excel at. Saplings, shock blast from Nick Wu on Jace, and really just every one of them can poke.
Yes.
Spikes, power chords, everything. Every one of them.
Void Spikes are one of the best poking utilities. Sona's great sustain as well, so it's just a really amazing poke comp right here. Ezreal can throw out his stray Mystic shots. Nick Wu with the tier, like we said, unlimited harassment right there.
Whenever I'm either chasing or trying to get away from a Kha'Zix, I'm just like, damn, that is a super mean Ashe W volley. It just explodes on you and it slows you even harder. And you're just like, yep, I'm not getting anywhere.
And every time that he gets out of vision of the other team, he gets the refresh on that passive, slow you again. With all the wards that are on Pulse, though, that may be a little bit more tricky to do.
For sure. 5-4 now here, 15 minutes into the game. We did talk about the Black Cleaver. We talked about the Bloodthirster. These top lanes, we got a little bit of an AP Cho'Gath coming in to spread out where that AP damage is coming from, but it's going to be ADs for TBC. How is that going to play in?
Yeah, I mean, Cho'Gath has been bleeding top lane. He really needs to just buy some health right now, I think. His ultimate's going to give him some, just massively, but going with that, he's got to get more tanky. He's been beat up all game long, and the poke comp is just going to be ridiculous here. They're going to keep firing on him until he gets low, and then they're free to move in. Ryze, meanwhile, has gone with 2 mana stacking items. He got the tier early, and he's also just completed that Rod of Ages. So he's going to scale really well into late game. Both of those items are just going to keep on ticking up for another at least 10 minutes.
So we got the Aegis almost coming out onto Maokai. Probably throw that into the Bulwark, as we just said. They're going against that magic-heavy team. They'll be looking for that MR. So a lot of these items super fight-oriented for the team itself. And we look over to the other side, they're kind of still building for the lane. They're not ready to spread out.
Yeah, both of these teams do not want to give up the team fight potential, and Loudamortis taking a huge amount of damage.
Oh my gosh, coming in the overdrive, not enough, and he's forced to throw Spell Flux onto Kha'Zix.
So close right there. Again, really dangerous, and they do come out with a couple flashes from there, though, and no kills, so that's not too bad for them. Ezreal with red buff is one of the most annoying things in this game. Not only are they going to have to worry about the Void Spike slowing them from range, but Ezreal Mystic shots are going to be coming out with red buff every few seconds as well.
Here they are, stopping the siege on this turret. They are quite good at it. They have a good team to pretty much just turtle on these turrets whenever they need to. Throwing down wards in mid, kicking it down before it even disappears.
Yeah, I mean, they just have such a good poke comp. I'd like to see them siege up. It looks like they're planning to do that in middle right now. Just get these outer turrets down, get the global gold, and that will turn you into some very nice team fighting items. A lot of Mortis, like you said, looking for that AoE aura item.
I mean, they're already doing a great job of controlling the entrance to the jungle like they have mid down. It's just a matter of a few more pokes. They have the wards, they have the clarity here, and it looks like they're not going to do it. There's Onion Bagel going in. Trooper forced to go out. A great Cataclysm catching two. Onion Bagel right in the middle of it all, tanking it beautifully. And it looks like they start to disperse the Brunch Club in death. Nick Wu could find himself going down. There's three. Onion Bagel sacrificing himself for a beautiful fight.
Textbook counter to a poke comp. You hard engage as soon as your whole team is there. As soon as all 5 members showed up, okay, it's go time.
Jump.
We have Jarvan, get in there, and that was a perfect Cataclysm. They got 4 members in the entire bullet time right there. And then Cho'Gath has a great follow-up as well with that range Rupture. You need some nice range hard CC to engage on a poke comp, and it worked out perfectly for them.
And a very happy pLs team right now, able to capitalize off a turret on that big fight. Wow, Trooper still in range. I don't know if he wants to jump this one. It looks like he's just going to chase with his team until it's just too safe. No, he does jump, probably just to throw the spikes out, and he backs off.
Yeah, I was crossing my fingers there. No Trooper bloopers going down just yet. The rest of the team wants to answer as well, though. They know that they're still hurt from the last fight, and they're not going to give away a free middle turret.
Right.
They want to come at least finish this one off, so they're just going to tank it out, grab it when nobody's around.
And that's a relief for them. That's a finally. There's a sigh, and they're going to go ahead now, get the jungle that they've been in the whole time. Now they can clear it for themselves, and they're really starting to dictate this game. Where does it come back now when you know your team can be jumped on like that? How do you start these fights?
Sona's got to have really quick reaction with her crescendo. As soon as Jarvan gets in there, Sona's the one with the defensive ultimate. She has to blow that, and then Jace is going to have that acceleration gate for the rest of the team to run out.
It could have an initiation. Haffer's looking to get quite close with his team.
Yeah, and Loudon Mortis is also going to have to get his ult down early because it reduces all damage by 20% if you're standing in that circle, which is a huge amount. And Nick Wu can't be wasting his acceleration gate. They're going to have to save that for escapes.
It looks like the Brunch Club feels quite confident. They're trying to go around the map here and take out the outer turrets, get more global go for themselves, bolster that team and their items. 142 CS off the top to 111. Definitive win by Jace there. 3-1-0 as well. We go down the CS list. It's still quite close between the other members of the teams, though.
We have Tarek max Shatter now. He's got level 5 Shatter. Oh, as Jarvan goes in.
Oh, Jarvan coming in on Nick Wu. He knocks him out of his own Cataclysm, and he can't get back in. He drops the Cataclysm, but it's too late. That was a beautiful waste of bullet time for the Brunch Club.
Yes, 2 ultimates down. Those are the huge ultimates that won them the last team fight, and they know it. They're retreating back to their tower right now. Pulse does not want to fight in the open.
We'll see. They do have a wave here on this turret, so they're going to continue to siege the beautiful sapling over the side. Won't give them vision in the bush, but it'll let them know if they're trying to get tricked out here. Gotta be careful. Loudon Mortis has about 1 more engagement of mana on him.
I think they're going to get this turret, considering both of those 2 ultimates are so important, and they're both down. The Rupture does land on Ezreal.
They are trying. They looked like they wanted it, but the shift got off. That's one of those tricky things. Ezreal can get it that last second, and they are going to just effectively take this down, tanking a lot of notice.
Yeah, burning those ultimates, they do not want to chance it right now. And that brings our gold count back to even.
A crazy game, and it's 8-5. They just taken out the turrets, and like I said, it was a slow game, and then they were all like, hey, let's turn it on. Let's do 3 for 3 turrets at 28,000 gold and just come out of nowhere. Dragon control comes out of this, Kobe, and it looks like it's going to possibly move that money control in the other way again.
Yeah, they think they have it timed really well, but they're at, oh, there we go. They finally have it. There's a ward right here. MF coming in the back. Can they steal it with something crazy? No,
this could be big. MF is there. They get a little too close. There's a crescendo right off the bat. The teleport in from Haffers, and a dragon may have come out of this, but the cleanup for pLs is right on the other side. And that is going to be a textbook counter off of the dragon. They didn't quite get the amount of gold that the Brunch Club got, but they brought it back.
Yeah, they answered with a kill. Oh, the Rupture does not land. Jace right there trying to land to the skies on Ryze to execute him, but he actually goes to the grave first. Ryze finishing him off in midair, doesn't get it to land, so no damage was dealt.
So really, actually clearing that middle wave, they've evened up the money again, so that was like absolutely perfect for him. These guys are just going neck and neck right now. Ezreal on the chase. Kennick, not much health. He misses that, and it does not look like, oh my gosh, he could go down. Ezreal may die here. One last auto attack.
Ooh.
If he had that Q, it was about 3 seconds probably for him. It would have been done for Ezreal. They now have that ping up towards top. They say that lane's going to be pushed. Somebody just pinged up there knowing that the whole team is about to push top lane, and they're trying to just bolster their advantages right now on that Pulse Esports side.
Yeah, that Rise was so, with only building mana, he can surprise you how much damage he puts out. Right now, he's got all 3 main mana items. That Glacial Shroud is probably going to be turned into a Frozen Heart, and then he can also make some magic resist and just become that tanky / AP carry that's just so devastating late game.
Does have that Glacial Shroud, like you said, getting tanky. It's going to have to be able to stop that AD carry, though. That Ezreal getting quite strong. We look down at the AD carries items, like we said, they have been quite even throughout the whole game, so it's not really something that is going to be a factor for them in having more items or not. But the 6 kills for MF kind of makes the CS a difference, because she has a Black Cleaver and that Bloodthirster now. So where she did not get that raise in damage from the Bloodthirster when Ezreal did, she is.
Yes, her auto attacks are going to hurt as well as her ultimate. She is not just an R anymore. She has plenty of threat the entire fight.
She's given life to her auto attacks.
Yes, she has. She has more threats than one right now. They have actually finished up that Aegis of the Legion, though, so even more teamfight potential from the Brunch Club. And something really interesting to note, not only does Ezreal have Cleanse, but Sona got the Mikhail's Crucible.
That is going to be helpful for them. As you can see, that mana fountain increases her own. And that active restoration removes all stuns, roots, fears, and silences and slows on an ally. So they're really looking to help these guys stay in the fight. Like you said, Jarvan, take the Ezreal. I'm going to jump out of Cataclysm. So they're really keeping everybody safe. Not the Cleanse is going to help the Jarvan ult, but they do have it if necessary.
Yeah, they don't want anyone to get caught out by that Taric Dazzle.
Exactly,
basically.
That initial Dazzle. Looking at this, they have kind of no chase. They have a lot of chase out of gate, but after that, no slows, I meant. Ezreal didn't go Triforce. He went Shiv right off the bat after Bloodthirster damage. This is kind of a different build I've never seen before in Naz.
Yeah, if they do want to chase people down, they're going to have to rely on those Void Spikes, and they're going to have to rely on a commitment from Loud Immortus with a Twisted Advance, which actually is kind of scary for him right now. He doesn't have too many life bars. Oh, they do want to contest this blue, though.
They're trying to go in on it. Blue was taken. No, it was not. It just got... It went to Rise. Yep, Kenneth gets it. The ward is there, and they're able to see if they engage off of this. But it looks like they're going to back off now. So they know, the Brunch Club knows they can start making an impact on little plays like that. Usually you'll see a team say, hey, they're grabbing blue. Let's sit back and find them in a fight. But the Brunch Club is bringing the fight to the front door of Pulse right now.
Yeah, they are. And that was actually interesting at that blue. Onion Bagel smited the blue because they didn't want it to get stolen. But he actually missmited, and Kenneth came out with it. So it worked out really great for them. Rise is the one that ends up with the blue, and there's the Dazzle.
Oh, Dazzle and Mikhail's used right away, actually. I think she just wanted to use it.
Yeah.
He was well out of range, but it was like, hey, probably the first time about it.
I mean, that was great reaction speed, so that's good practice right there.
Exactly, right there. Oh, man. There's that poke coming into play, just walking him down the lane. Poke, poke, poke. And they really can't do anything about it. All they have to dodge is a Rupture. Shock Blast after Shock Blast from Jace, Nick Wu. They're going to return to their jungle. They have a little bit of work. They have some lanes to clear. As we bring it back to really what was happening in the beginning of the match, where did it turn for either of these teams?
Yeah, I mean, the map control is all on Pulse right now, and they actually are going to force a Baron right. Loud Immortus. That's always really nice. You don't have to rely on wards.
A
when
ward
you can,
is sapling.
Yeah, just throw a couple saplings in there. Never mind. That ruins all of Pulse's plans. They're just going to go home right now.
Right.
Tail between their legs.
And as they do continue to move through the jungle.
Interesting that Cho'Gath has actually gone with the Athene's Unholy Grail, so he's going to be spamming out as many Ruptures as he can. They need that hard engage, and so he just wants to be able to throw those over and over and over. They're not that easy to land, but when one does land, that's the signal. You jump in, hard engage, you just have to commit all the way on a poke comp like this.
We'll have to see. That's what Onion Bagel has in mind. We've seen Jarvan do it once before, and they're warding the middle lane, something we've seen come up at pretty much the end of Season 2, a little bit towards in Season 3 now, is that having vision everywhere. Yeah, your minions will be there in a second, but if they're entering your jungle from a part of just the mid lane, you now have that vision. You can see all the way up mid lane there are wards coming from that team.
I mean, they've got 6 free wards on the map at all time, from Wriggles, a Sightstone, and a Ruby Sightstone.
Why not?
They better have vision, Alva.
This would be a field day for Elise in. 10-6 now at 26 minutes into the game. Still 35,000 gold apiece. These guys cannot find a spread just yet. Cho'Gath on the outside looking for a blind rupture to start this fight off, but they're all hovering the left side of the map. The positioning is not allowing for it.
Yeah, great positioning there by the Brunch Club. They know exactly what the plan is for Pulse, what they're looking for, and they actually back off because they know the poke comp, you don't want to see jump against, and the hard engage comes.
There's a flash engage, the Cataclysm as well, the MF ultimate beautifully going across, the crescendo counter attack. Will they be able to turn this one around? And Pulse is just falling all over the place, surgically removed from the map, and there comes the Kha'Zix coming in for the triple kill. Actually, the double kill on the triple kill. Ezreal's on the Kha'Zix, full house.
Yes, Kha'Zix was waiting right there. He was hesitating really hard. I was worried he wouldn't go in at all, but he saw the Taric low. Once you get 1 kill, you just go happy with Kha'Zix. 3 more jumps after that, and they end up with the ace. That's all that they needed. Now they can easily push down this middle turret.
That was a fantastic crescendo that came in.
Yes.
The Cataclysm had just dropped, so everybody could get through the choke point of the Cataclysm, and that was amazing counter initiation.
Yeah, and Ted, that's exactly what LEB needs to do. They have to rely on that defensive AoE CC because it's not that great at initiating. It's so, just like you said, they funneled right into the perfect area there.
It's great reaction time coming from the entire team. We've been talking about it. Nick Wu showing it with J-Skate and just calmly walking out of 2v1 gank situations. And you just see LEB there walking slowly out of a rupture, dodging a Cataclysm, and crescendoing a team for the win. Now grabbing up an Oracles as well. These guys are going to have even more map control. They see the Sightstone, they see all the other stuff, that the wards that can be placed down, and they know they need to counter it.
That's exactly what you need to do when you get the small lead like this. This game has been even for a good 25 minutes. They finally get a little lead, and they grab the Oracles so that they can get the vision advantage and push their lead. They need to press it while they're ahead, use this momentum, and go siege up on another turret, because that's where this team shines. In the poke comp, where you can continually fire the Jace Qs, fire the Ezreal Qs, fire the Kha'Zix Ws, everything. Just keep spamming those all day long, and you will eventually come out with more life in the team fight.
So it's 4 turrets to 4 Kobe. We found a little bit of a gold lead for the Brunch Club now, as we've seen a few definitive fights there. But the turrets are what going to make this happen. That map vision will allow for the split pushing to come in, but does either team really have that person they can afford to split push with?
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that the Brunch Club wants to do. Their team has to stick together because it's a poke comp, and they need to be able to defend each other and work off each other. They're all about kiting, and you can't kite without all 5 members there. They need the slows from Kha'Zix, they need the ult from Ellie, just in case there's a hard engage, so they can't spare anyone. If Pulse wanted to do it, they would actually have to have an advantage and use someone like Cho'Gath, who's got a teleport, because Cho'Gath can come into that fight, but if they do that, he's going to come in late, and that could cost them.
They are pushing mid, trying to get somewhat of a siege down here. You can see the wards all over the bottom side of the map towards Dragon. Really none towards Baron for Pulse. They're not too worried about that area right now, but maybe they know that Oracle's being there. They don't want to waste. They'll just go ahead and defend it with their bodies. See Lauda Mortis kind of making his way in here. Here are all the wards down coming from the Brunch Club now. 1 right there. They're going to be able to see a few more, and the position movement right now of Pulse. So this is really just that wait-out battle, who can catch each other.
Yep. They're forcing the old Baron Boogie here, clearing out every single ward on the red side, and the Baron Pit, and the river. So there's no vision. Now they're actually using Kha'Zix to split push. So if they were able to hard engage right now, Pulse would be at a huge advantage. They're not going to be able to catch him, though. It's too dangerous going in that jungle.
Yeah, it really is, especially without having that vision now. Taric was able to put down 1 ward, and you saw them all beeline for that top lane because they were like, I think they're doing this, but let's not go through the jungle to find out. Now with the Brunch Club gathering together in mid, that poke comp just clearing out the minions and really just causing chaos for Pulse right now, so they can't get any ground.
Yeah, this team is so mobile with the Jace acceleration gate and the speed from Sona that they were able to get a few free hits on that turret. And this is just going to be them chipping away at these turrets. Now they're moving bottom. They're going to get a few free hits and then move on out. Keep on moving. That's what this Brunch Club comp is all about.
Jay's throwing down the gate, trying to get some vision to his left. They will begin to exit this foray. And Kazakh still pushing. He feels safe enough, can leap away from any danger. It looks like he's going to push top lane as well. So they, you know, oddly enough, they are getting a really strong split push in here.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I mean, they don't need everybody. They've got plenty of mobility. All they do is run away. They're using the vision advantage. They're not letting Pulse get anywhere near them to force a hard engage. And that's just a genius move right there. What you want to do with this poke comp, using the mobility to their advantage.
Tarek's got to get in his jungle and get some of this cleared out. They can see where the enemy team is. I don't know why he didn't kind of just pop in and clear. They're going to go ahead and try to save this turret, but really nothing going down there. Rise up top. They're trying to push this lane back out. They're semi getting to that fight team phase that they need. It looks good for Pulse, I should say, after, you know, once they get to that fighting phase, if they can get a good one, I think they can turn it. But right now, with the poke, they've been starting fights 75-50%, and it really can't go your way.
Yeah, and they really have to play the mental game right now, too, because if you keep getting kited like this, sometimes you're going to get frustrated, especially if you're not a seasoned team. This can wear on you. You try and catch, everyone on your team knows we want to force a team fight.
Right.
But you just can't catch the other team. You have to calm down, focus again, look at this main objective of Baron over here. They have an Oracles of their own, so you need to force the enemy to come to you. They need to have a hard engage, or else they're going to keep bleeding money like this. And now, Kazakh's actually 16. He's got the 3rd evolution. Very nice skin right there. He looks so much more pretty.
Yeah, he's going to be able to jump around. You know the obligatory sound you make when you jump. You have to. It's just,
of course.
Chat called it out. Worth it to do it as well. So making that sound, you just have a lot more fun. And you're right, beautiful skin, amazing champion, and he's seeing a lot of playtime. Here we have somewhat of a initiation use. They kind of, Shirelli up to the bush. I think it was maybe just a hide fast. They're getting themselves some movement here, so they're going to go around. The Oracles has been wasted, Kobe, so they're walking blind. Oh, no, a lot of Mortis Antsy Pants just walked out of the bush for a second.
Oh, they could have had a free.
So easy.
You know how perfect that kill would have been? Because MF has her GA up, that would have been a GA down, and then they would have easily killed her again. The AD carry down.
Wow.
Could have even been game right there. Meanwhile, though, the Kazakh's choosing to evolve his ultimate, probably because he has also been split pushing, and you get an extra use of that ultimate, so he gets more speed, and now there it goes again. No, they're not going to be able to get that dazzle off. Not quick enough, my friend. Not quick enough.
These guys are looking neck and neck to engage just on the other side of the wall. You see they're backing off now, so nothing to happen there. Ezreal a little far behind. A lot of pings going down there. Say they're on the side of the wall. There's a ward in here, but we're going to go for it anyways, Kobe. They're kind of positioning. They say, let's clear wall or raids first. They see they may not be doing Baron, so they kind of just take it cautiously.
Yeah, and this is seen as one of the most highly contested games of this bracket because a lot of people see Curse as the big dog in it. These are the 2 runner-ups, sort of, that a lot of people have been hyping, and neither of them wants to drop this game because it's so important. You don't want to go down your first game in the group because then you're going to be facing elimination, and that is just a scary thought. Everyone wants to make it to Season 3.
There's so much damage. You can see just Brunch, you, and Nick Wu chilling together. They know that is like such a powerful force. If they move together, they can get out of anything and do anything.
The Wu and the U. All right. Dragon has popped up as well, so there's another global objective that's just there for the Brunch Clubs taking whenever they please. They can easily go get that Dragon for free right now if they want it, but they want to take advantage of this poke comp and force a team fight of their own. They're just going to whittle away at the life bars of Pulse until the hard engage comes.
All right, looks like they are trying to push into this turret here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us from the first feed, we are watching the Brunch Club push down onto Pulse here. It has been a very neck-and-neck game. As you can see, there's only a 4,000 gold difference. We had Curse with a definitive win, if you've been with us here for this entire game in their first matchup. So whoever wins this one is going to be facing off against them. A very good push here as we're talking the Brunch Club. They have chosen to go for no black cleavers, no real super slow in their ability, but their ability to chase itself with J-Skate has been so effective for them. The Ezreal with the Static Shiv and Bloodthirster still kind of throwing me off build right now, but it's working for them.
Yeah, nobody really wants to commit hard right now. They're just using the poke. Brunch Club's doing a great job getting free hits every once in a while. One hit, then another hit. They're just chipping away at this turret. It's become a war of attrition right now, and there comes the hard engage.
There it is. The Cataclysm is down. The flashes go, and Laudo Mortis actually goes on to Kennick to shut down the Rise damage. We are going to see this fight continuously panning down as we see Sneaky Castro almost going down. The Guardian Angel is up, though. They focused him too much, and it looks like TBC has just had the wrong focus in the fight. Now that Rise is unheld by the crowd control, you can see just what damage they can do, and that finishing him off, Kobe. And it looks like there's still a fighting chance for Pulse here.
Oh, goodness, the poke! Just with two. Yes, slow down there, Nelly. We still have Void Spikes. We still have Jace. That's a huge amount of harassment. You don't want to let Kha'Zix jump in. If Kha'Zix had jumped in on that, they could have finished off one person. That means he can finish off 3 people.
Yeah, not good. So we have to make sure, or they have to make sure, I should say, there's the home guards coming out. These guys know it's base defense time.
Yeah.
And they're going to get back out, do as much as they can in their own jungle. Actually, not do anything. Castro's like, please feed me minions right now. Let's bring the scoreboard back up and see where we're at. 212 on Jace to 188 on Cho'Gath. He went from the AP into the tank build, realizing it's really what they needed, and Jarvan wasn't enough by himself.
Yeah. The next team fight is really going to be hinging on Chuper for the Brunch Club. They need him to get in there and get his resets and get the kills. If he comes out of the fight with full life, then people are going to be nodding their heads. I mean, everyone's taking damage here.
Yeah,
we're poking.
exactly.
We're trying to disengage, yes, but if someone's going to get low, we need him to finish it off, or else they're just not going to be able to. Oh!
Yeah, you saw it go in too.
But yeah, they need him to get in there. That's most of their damage. They've got plenty of poke damage from Jace and Ezreal, but they need the burst from Chuper to actually finish someone off. You saw every member of Pulse there. They were low, but no one was dead.
And if you see now that Kha'Zix we were just talking about, Chuper in middle, 278 CS to 210 of Rise, and he just purchased his second Bloodthirster.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Another Bloodthirster stacking that. He's going to have to stack up another one before it's really that effective, but he's got already the percentage base penetration and the Brutalizer, so you don't have to go for another Black Cleaver. It looks like they're making a stand here. They say, Black Cleaver, we don't have to get those. We'll leave that. It was an overhyped item.
And I like this as well. A Mikhail's Crucible grab. They're doubling up on items. They also have the Quicksilver Sash as well. These fights, they have so much damage, but they're also allowed to be very careful if they make mistakes.
Yes, and that's a great point to make. Ezreal, not only does he have Cleanse, he's got Quicksilver Sash, so that means the Crucible is exclusively for Kha'Zix, and they need Kha'Zix to play aggressively. He has to get in there. He's going to have to get those kills. If he plays too far back, then it's just not going to turn out for them. Oh, Sneaky Castro getting hit with the red.
A strong Baron comes in, and they're going to try to fight on this one. The ultimate stop dead right there, and it looks like they will be able to win this fight definitively. Jarvan, the last one to turn tail. Kennick's on the outside with Haffers as they try to give him all. The power cord will not take him down. Very low on HP. The fight goes down to Haffers, and he's the last one to be taken down. The spawn times are up to a minute now, ladies and gentlemen. Kobe, this is not looking good on the final push.
Oh, Pulse finally slacked off. They had those 6 free wards that they could keep on the map that we were talking about, and they just let it go.
Oh,
now it's just going to be all zero. They're all dead, pushing on the Nexus turrets, and it looks like this could be the final push. Chuper getting kind of low there. He should be careful, but that's going to be enough to finish it off. Tarek, the only one that's going to come back up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that just joined us from the other game. You did see Curse take their game definitively, but what a game between the Brunch Club and Pulse Esports. A very back and forth until a few fights went down. I mean, it's 17-15 at 7,000 gold. We've seen much more leads happen quickly. It's 8-4 turrets. The game didn't have anything happen until about 10-15 minutes, and then it was just everywhere and anywhere.
It was an explosion. As soon as they got all together with that poke comp, spamming the void spikes, Jace's acceleration gate escapes. I can't count how many lives he saved with
my
that.
gosh. His own even.
Yeah. His
multiple times in 2v1
lane.
situations in the top lane. So much good play. And then the stack of contributing party items.
Yes.
Mikhail's Crucible, Quicksilver Sash, just the Bulwark as well, just continuously building. Jace as well going for the Muramana to just, we saw that damage.
Yeah.
We'll just say that.
And Ellie rushed that Crucible. Like, that wasn't even a third item. That was a rush Crucible because they knew this poke comp is amazing. We've got great damage, but we can fail if somebody gets caught. So they save that to whoever gets caught. If someone gets dazzled, bam, that's who it's going to go on. They don't have to have it as a Quicksilver sash that's only going to be on one person. Ellie's got the choice. It's all going to be her reaction speed. And he pulled it off.
They played a poke comp, like you said, perfectly every time. You get engaged on very hard, you take a few steps back and start kiting. Start poking, poke back, and reinitiate. And we saw that happen perfectly at the blue buff engagement. It was a turnaround. Cho'Gath flashed in to Rupture, so he's already full-on in the fight. Sona was just outside with the Crescendo, and even with the MF ult, they were still able to come out on top of having half health after that. The cleanup was good.
Yes, and those defensive Crescendos, I can't give enough credit to Ellie. He played that.
The supports don't get enough credit.
Yeah, he deserves a lot of credit for this poke comp because that's what it really revolves around. And I have to say, 2 Frozen Hearts on Pulse, the range on Frozen Heart is actually quite short. It's only 700. And if the rest of the team is standing back poking the entire time, it's not having any effect.
Right.
It's only going to have the effect when they get finally right up next to those carries in the auto attack range. And that was until the very end of the fight. So it wasn't too effective. And Brunch Club, I just have to say, amazing execution on that split pushing poke comp. Not even a straight poke comp.
That was crazy.
Split pushing.
Even after we're like, no, it's not.
It's because it had so much speed.
It was crazy. That was amazing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have more coming from you. Complexity takes on Pulse Esports in the next elimination match, and we will bite back with our live coverage here from Los Angeles in just a few minutes.